Hi, Richard, how are you?
How you doing? Yeah, good, thanks. Let me just connect these headphones to the Skype. Give me a sec. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
So I can hear better. Sorry, I'll do it without the headphones, I think. Cool. All right.
How are you anyway?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Yourself?
Yeah, I've been great
Cool.
during this difficult time. How have you and the band been?
Yeah, I mean, we're all doing good. Obviously, we haven't seen each other for obviously quite a while. But yeah, I mean, obviously, all keeping in touch and we're all doing good. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a bit of a difficult time really at the moment.
It sure is.
So, the first Strike of Steel came out last month. Can you tell me a bit about the writing and the recording of the album?
Okay, well, it's obviously it's a collection of songs which we recorded quite a while ago now. It's obviously a compilation of two of our first independently released EPs. The first one was recorded in 2013 and the second one 2015. Looking back on it now, I mean, it was fun to record. It was quite sort of, it was all new at the time because it was the first time any of us had been into a proper studio. So there was a lot there was a lot of things we had to take on board at the time, things we kind of didn't expect. But yeah, I mean, overall, it was a fun experience, and obviously hear it all kind of come together. And I think we were at the time fairly happy with the result.
Yeah, it's I love it. I've been listening to it again today. It's an excellent old school style of heavy metal.
Yeah,
It's
it is. Yeah.
brilliant. It is. It's fair play. I love the album.
Thanks, man.
With the difficult times and all that going forward, how's the promotional side of it been? Have you had restrictions or carried on doing it?
With regards to sort of promoting it, I mean, we've literally just been relying on obviously we've been posting about it obviously on our social media channels, so obviously Facebook and Instagram being the main two, and then I've obviously done like a few other sort of written interviews and a couple of other Skype calls like this to promote it. But it's not actually. I think you said before it was out last month. It's not actually officially out till I think the 15th. So yeah.
Is it?
Say that again. Sorry.
Is it the 15th of May?
Yes.
I think I might have got it mixed up with the 15th of April.
Okay. No. It's the 15th for this month. Yeah.
I'm all over the place at the moment. I don't know what day it is. I don't know. I'm all over the place.
Yeah, same. I keep losing track of what day it is as well. It's certainly very strange.
So, with that being a compilation of your first two EPs, have you got plans going forward of like a new release with new material?
Yes, actually, we've pretty much got our second full-length album finished. We've got to record a few more bits and pieces because we started doing all that before this lockdown was imposed. So yeah, we've got to finish that off. But that will hopefully, obviously, if we can kind of stay on schedule somewhat, that will be coming out towards the end of the year, maybe September time, I think. But it might be pushed back. Obviously, I don't really know what's going to happen going forward. But fingers crossed, it'll be a new release the end of this year.
So at the moment, obviously, with things being on lockdown and stuff like that, have you been communicating back and forth with the rest of the band, throwing ideas of maybe new material, or is it you just focusing on your next release before you do that?
Yeah, we're focusing on obviously getting this release out the way, finished, and all done and dusted before looking to new ideas. But once that's done, we'll certainly start kind of collecting new ideas, and even if we're not immediately kind of working on them intensely, we'll still keep like a collection of new ideas, whether that be lyrics or riffs.
Yeah. No, it's great. I used to be in the band myself, going back many a year now.
Cool.
But one of my most positive things in my entire life was going into the recording studio. It was such an amazing thing to go in there, see what the engineers do and stuff like that. Because we were only youngsters going in there, and it was like an eye opener for us.
Yeah, it's great. It's certainly hard work. I mean, I remember before we recorded our first EP, I remember going in thinking, oh, we've played through these songs numerous times. It's going to be a kind of piece of cake. And then obviously when we got into the studio and we started recording, we realised that, it wasn't maybe as easy as we thought it was going to be. It was a bit more of a challenge. But, as always, I think if you stay positive and you persevere with it and you're not against kind of putting the effort in, you can get the desired results. But yeah, like you said, it's certainly an eye-opening experience, for every band, I think.
Yeah, definitely. With the recording side of it, how did you go about it? Did you do it live or did you do it in stages, like the drums down first, then bass and guitars? Or
we've always gone about it in stages, so to get the tightest sound possible, whatnot. And we start off with drums, and then we'll obviously track the guitars, and then obviously the vocals last. That's the way we've done all of our releases so far, and I think we'll probably continue to take that sort of approach going forward. I mean, I do like the idea of recording more live as well, but I think if you want to kind of get something that's as tight as possible, and you really want to kind of hone in on the performances, it's probably easier to achieve the results you want by going about it bit by bit.
I totally agree. When I went into the me and my band went into the studio, we done it live. So we were like, because we were a lot younger, we didn't really know a great deal about doing the drum track first and things like that. So we just went in and did it live and went, yeah, that's good enough.
Yeah, sure.
So going all the way back to the beginning, what bands influenced you, and what bands did you grow up listening to?
Well, I mean, I kind of got into sort of hard rock and heavy metal in my sort of mid-teens, and I think it's an obvious band to name, but the first band I ever got into was Iron Maiden. I heard I used to be like really into skateboarding, and I was watching some skate video, and there was, I think it was Run to the Hills was playing, and I remember it just hit me. I thought, what the hell is this song? This is amazing. And it kind of, from there on out, I kind of just, I remember at the time I'd go down to my local Virgin Megastore when that was a thing. Yeah. And I literally I started out obviously just sort of seeking out different bands, and it kind of just went from there. And obviously, kind of each band led me onto a different band. And so initially it was just just a fan. But it got to the point where I think I thought, oh, well, I love listening to this music so much. It'd be great if I could somehow be part of a band, but obviously I didn't play guitar or bass or drums or anything. And I thought, oh, well, I'll give singing a shot. And it just kind of, over time, just persevering, it kind of became maybe sort of more apparent that, oh, maybe I can actually do this. So that's how it kind of started for me. Yeah.
Iron Maiden was my very first concert, and it was the Seventh Son of a Seventh Son tour, and it was in Newport, and I was only younger then, and I remember seeing the stage show, and I was like, what the hell is this? And then seeing Eddie pop up and all that with the old baby and all that, I was like, oh my God, this is it was so strange. The only thing which I had seen prior to that was bloody like pantomimes and things like that.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Like, oh my God, this is like, well, where's the story going and all that? It was amazing, absolutely amazing. And then Vixen was my next one after that.
Oh, okay, yeah, Vixen, yeah, cool.
Yeah, that was just a perv thing. That was.
Yeah.
But that was the only reason why we went there.
Yeah, sure.
But how did you guys form? How did you meet and all that?
Well, I mean, I was pretty relentless with trying to sort of meet people that were into the same kind of music and sort of had the same sort of idea as me with forming this kind of band. And I remember at the time, I just used to go out to my with a few mates. We'd go down to like the local rock club, and I remember I'd always just, if I saw someone wearing like a band shirt of a band that I kind of liked, I'd get talking to them, and I'd usually throw in the question of, "Oh, do you play an instrument?" and things like that. And I didn't really obviously get anywhere with that until I think I went out one night and I met Matt, which is obviously our drummer. He's been, he's founding member of the band. And he was wearing like a patch jacket, and I thought, oh, this guy clearly, he likes all the stuff that I like. So I got chatting to him, and it turned out it was that he actually wanted to do this kind of band as well, and he played in a covers band, which he enjoyed, but it wasn't what he wanted to focus on. But like me, up until that point, he hadn't actually met anyone who wanted to form this kind of band, an originals band. So from there on out, we kind of, together kind of seeked out a guitarist and bass player. And it came together quite quickly after I met him. So, he quit that covers band. And, once we were a 4-piece initially, and we're a 4-piece again now. But, we kind of focused on writing a few songs pretty much right off the bat. And, covers as well. And it just kind of progressed from there.
The funny thing about your band, I was doing research the other week. I listened to the album. I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And I thought, right, I'm going to go back and look at your past releases, and I was like, this is a newish band, and I was like, you would have slotted in the 80s without any sort of difficulty. You've got that vibe, which is like the Saxons and the Judas Priests and the Iron Maidens, and it's really, really great to hear bands like that. But at the moment, it seems to go through phases. But having a 80s style heavy metal band is fantastic, and I just love the album. I can't wait for your next release to come out. It's just fantastic. Like,
oh, thanks.
Yeah, definitely. So did you have any touring plans put in place before this COVID-19? Did you have to cancel any? Or
yeah, we did. We had quite a few shows lined up. We literally there was 2 trips in particular that we were really looking forward to. We had a free show run in Greece. I think that was meant to be in March, and then in April, I think we had 3 shows booked for Spain, which was going to be cool. We were teaming up with a Spanish band playing this sort of music as well, and a good band. So we were looking forward to that, but they were cancelled, obviously. And unfortunately, we lost out on the flight money, which was a bit of a pain in the ass. And we had some UK shows booked, again cancelled. So yeah, and the rest of the year, I mean, we planned obviously to have like a run of dates after the release of this next album, but we've had to push that into next year, because it's just, even though that was planned for later in the year, it's looking unlikely that we would be able to do that either. So, yeah, it's a bit frustrating. But obviously, at the moment, every band's in the same boat, really. I mean, I've noticed some bands are still kind of announcing rescheduling shows for later in the year. But whether or not that's wishful thinking, I don't know. I mean, we thought it was, it made more sense to push it back to next year, when there's it's more than likely that it should be okay by then. Hopefully.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about future plans to do with touring, but as you said, there's a lot of bands at the moment which are postponing it and coming up with dates about September, October, November time. And I'm wondering, like you just said, is it wishful thinking that they open to get out then? Because me personally, I would have thought that they would have just totally postponed it until 2021, and I've set them inside, given that huge bit of leeway, to be honest, because the last thing you want is to reorganize a date and then or cancel it again and then keep doing that. I thought, no, I asked one of the questions. So how did you come about your name?
Oh, that actually stems from Matt, our drummer, because he used to fence a few years back, and he also used to collect sort of medieval weaponry. And obviously he had a keen interest in that. And we spent a while trying to come up with a few different names, which were kind of throwing about. And it just seemed to kind of fit really with the kind of the vision we had for the music we wanted to write. You know, was right off the bat, we wanted a sort of more of a sort of hard hitting sound, and it just seemed appropriate, really. And that's how that started. Some people have actually thought that it had been quite sort of thrown off because obviously Toledo is obviously a city in Spain where they wish to forge weapons. Also a city in Ohio, I believe. But obviously, and some people think there might be a member in the band who has some kind of who maybe lived there or from there, but obviously that's not the case. Yeah.
No, I thought, to be honest, when I like I said, when I did my research and all that, I knew it was a place in Spain, but I thought right, you get a vision out of things, and I thought, all right, the new band or been around a few years, and is it because of like you say, with the weapons and all that, with the steel? Was this something which was brought on by like Game of Thrones or something like that?
Yeah. Well, obviously the word steel is used so often within the sort of heavy metal genre, so that's nothing original. But Toledo, to my knowledge, there's no rock or heavy metal bands that have that word as part of their name. So steel might not be original, but I think when you put the two together, it's more original.
And finally, where can all my readers and all that find you on social media?
Facebook, Toledo Steel Band is the main one where we kind of post about our plans and what's going on, and Instagram we post to there as well. They're the two main social media channels. We do have a Twitter, but I don't think we should probably keep on top of that a bit more. But I don't think we really post on there. So I mean, Facebook seems to be for most bands really the sort of go-to one. So that's the best place.
Brilliant. Well, thank you, Richard, for this. It's been fantastic, and I will send a link across to the interview when it goes up and all that, and I'll continue to fight your cause and promote your fantastic album when it's out.
Cheers, man. Thanks a lot.
All right. Take care now.
See you now. Bye-bye.
All right. Cheers. Thanks.